They often say that love makes the world go round, but I'll tell you this, love builds that bridge to a relationship. When a child knows, I am loved, it says, I am lovable. We not only express that love verbally, but we need to express it, now listen carefully, with the emphasis on appropriate physical expression. With a hug, with a kiss, with an embrace, an arm in the shoulders, holding the hand. Kids are crying out for that. I have spent 50 years, now this is my 50th year traveling all over the world, ministering to young people. And I don't think I've ever met a young person that does not want the affection and the love of their father. Now, don't get me wrong. I meet a lot of kids that'll say, I hate my dad. I wish he were dead. I never want to see him again. I'm going to move out the moment I can. But you give me about 15 minutes with that kid, and I'll have them in tears. You know what I do? I'll say, let me tell you about my son. Or if it's a young lady, let me tell you about my daughter. And I talk about our love for each other and what we do together and how we express that affection to each other. And I'll tell you, almost every time, that person will be in tears, and they'll say something like this, well, that's what I always wanted with my dad. I wish my father would do that. They are crying out. And I'll tell you this, if you're a father, if your son or daughter does not get that expression of affection from you, they will turn to their peers or others. Because every person is going to prove to themselves, I am lovable. And you know what I learned? Everybody talks about the peer pressure, be careful around. If you start out when they're born, now this probably doesn't always hold true, but I think most of the time it does. If you start out right when they're born, of not only telling them you love them, how wonderful they are, but you hug them, you put your little fingers between their little fingers, and you kiss them on the cheek and everything, that as they grow up, their peers are not such an issue. Why? Because your child is comfortable with it. They have grown up with that affection. As a result, they are not hesitant to have you express that affection in front of their friends. I was taking my son's basketball team and my daughter's basketball team to a Lakers game. We'd gotten enough tickets from the Lakers to take both the men and women's team. We went to pizza, and then we walked across the big parking lot to the Lakers arena. And all of a sudden I realized my daughter was holding my hand. And I looked over, my son was holding my hand. Here we're walking along, either holding hands or arms around each other with all their friends around. And you see, they didn't feel uncomfortable. Why? From the time they were born, they grew up with it. So to them, it's just the way of life between a father and a son or a father and a daughter. Now, if you haven't done that, you need to go slowly. Work up to it, little by little by little. And always be sensitive to expressing that affection around their peers and they're around. Kind of keep an eye and a sense of the feeling of your daughter or son when you do it. And know when to move ahead or to back off. But it builds a bridge to a relationship.